Anyway, so they play Home by Good Neighbors like midway through episode 1.
You know what that song is to me?
What?
Instagram story music.
Do you not
Sorry, there's a genre that I have in my head of like Instagram story music. Like, you know, the Birds of a Feather.
Yeah.
I love that song, but the cover of it or whatever.
Yeah. Cover of it by who?
I don't know. It's like a instrumental.
Oh, I know exactly what you were talking about. Yes.
Abolish that. That's propaganda I'm not falling for. Enough. Why can't you put a song that you're listening to? Why does it always have to be that damn audio? And the home one too. Oh my God, it irks me.
True. Okay.
That's propaganda. Oh my God.
I read We Were Liars about a year ago, and since then it has been probably my number one Roman Empire book because it has an ending. Just like I said in my Goodreads review, it's one line. It's this ending will haunt me till the end of my days. So I figured today would be like such a fun episode to do a whole deep dive into the We Were Liars world, me reading the book, and then being on set in September on the We Were Liars set, which was incredible. And now all 8 episodes are out on Prime Video. So it's a full circle moment. And today I'm also joined with Mark. Welcome to Off the Shelf, who was on set with me for We Were Liars. So this is like a whole like behind the scenes look into our love for this book and being on set and the episodes. And majority of this episode is going to be spoiler free. Once we do start talking about spoilers, there will be a very clear warning because we don't want to spoil anything for anyone. And it'll also be chapter marked in this episode. So let's get into things.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for having me. I swear that day at the set was the best day of my life, truly.
So you're the best person. You're our first reoccurring guest.
Oh my God.
On Off the Shelf.
This is so exciting.
But I figured there was no other person to like come on and talk about being on set. Because it was also like such a day like I have not been able to talk about.
I know. I
with
feel
anybody.
Like I've always been talking about, I was working on something in Nova Scotia.
Yeah, I know.
And
everyone's like, what are you doing in Nova Scotia? I was like,
can't really say. But I'm so glad the shackles are released. We can speak on it.
We are spilling the tea on what it was like to be on the We Were Liars set, which was your first set.
Yes,
ever?
It was my first set.
Okay.
Insane.
Well, we will get into that. If you're watching this episode and you haven't seen We Were Liars, it is a very hard like synopsis to say without spoiling it because it is a thriller. And I looked at your Goodreads review of this too.
Oh, really?
And you started off by saying like this is such a hard synopsis
it
to
is,
give.
because when I'm trying to describe it, it's like this family.
Even the back of the book is like, if anyone asks you how it ends, just lie. We are the Sinclairs. We live at least in the summertime on a private island off the coast of. I should have thought about this before starting this episode. I cannot pronounce this state.
Massachusetts?
Yep, can't pronounce it. It's so horrible.
Do you want me to read it?
No. It's okay. We're keeping that in. Everyone can know. And then it goes, perhaps that is all you need to know, except some of us are liars. That's all this book gives you, which is a wild place to start. Before we really get into things, as a refresh for myself and Mark and anyone reading or listening, we're going to have like just a quick look at the family tree so we know because we're working with a lot of characters here. So at the very top, we have Harris and Tipper, and these are like the grandparents. These are like the overarching like people.
The head of the family.
The head of the family is a good way to put it. And then they have 3 daughters. So Carrie, Bess, and Penny. They also have their respective husbands, but they're not like major parts in the book or the show. And then they also each have a couple of kids, but the main one, the Liars, so Johnny is Carrie's son, Mirren is Bess's daughter, and then Cadence is Penny's daughter.
Yes.
And then Gat is Ed's nephew.
Yes.
It's kind of how, and then they all have like the littles are in there, the husbands are in there, they each have their different houses, but like that is how the main tree goes.
And each sister, who are all the mothers, each live in their own house on the island. And then Harris and Tipper have their main
they
house.
have their main house. If anyone didn't know, there is also a family tree in the book, which is very helpful.
Yes.
And we will also, for anyone watching, we're going to put it on the YouTube video as well, just to get a little bit of a refresh, because there's a lot of moving parts in this family tree. But the synopsis, without obviously spoiling anything, is, and if you want to jump in and if I'm forgetting anything, but the book And then now the show follows 4 friends. 3 of them are cousins. Yes. And something happened at the end of summer 15 in the book, summer 16 in the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So something happens at the end of summer. And then we are now going back and forth between summer 16 and summer 17 on Katie, our main character, who is suffering from post-traumatic stress amnesia. And she's trying to figure out what happened at the end of summer 16. No one will tell her what happened. And she goes back to Beechwood Island, which is this private island that her family goes to along with all her cousins and some other people, and tries to figure out what happened last summer.
Yes.
Wild.
That was a great synopsis.
Thank you.
That's a great way of describing it.
I practiced a little bit because I was like, I don't want to spoil anything, but I need to give a little bit more than the book.
Yeah.
But anyways, what was it like to read this book for you for the first time? When did you read it?
I think I read it either in the summer of 2022 or 2023.
Oh, okay. A long time ago.
Yeah.
Then-ish. Okay.
It was one of my first YA books that I read. And I think at that point it was the fastest book I had ever read. Because
really?
The chapters are short. It just goes along
fast.
really quick. There's a bunch of storylines to keep you entertained. And the aesthetic. Oh my gosh.
You're all about the aesthetics.
Oh my gosh. Yes. It is so coastal granddaughter.
Okay.
It's East Coast.
Yeah.
Beach vibes, like Nantucket, Martha's. In the show, they say it's near Martha's Vineyard.
Yes,
so
yeah.
It definitely fits the vibe. Okay. Blue hydrangeas, very Lana Del Rey a little bit. Yeah. Very Lana Del Rey, actually.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
It's stunning. I just was so immersed in it. I love it.
Did you know anything about it, like going in? Had you seen reviews on TikTok?
I saw a lot of mixed reviews.
I saw very polarizing reviews.
People either adore it or they hate it. And that always makes me want to read it more.
I know. Well, I said this in the last episode or a couple other. I was like, I would rather someone give a book 1 or 5 stars.
Yes.
Because a 3 is just like no emotion was provoked out of you.
And it's forgettable.
If someone's given a book a 1 star, I'm like, but why?
Exactly.
So, do you want to talk about being on set?
Of course.
What was it like? Because this was my third or second. What was it like being on set for the first time?
Okay, first of all, I didn't know I was going to a military base. I get there and it's like, we get there. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. There's all of these trailers.
Yeah.
All of these, in school when there was portables.
Oh, yeah.
Outside,
very
there were
much so. Yes.
Dozens of them, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, is it green screen type vibe? No.
They
had a shuttle.
Yeah.
On deck. They have a line of shuttles to get you to wherever they're filming.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God.
I was going to call it organized chaos. It's not organized. It's just like an organized, like constantly working machine.
Yes. Everyone's always on.
Yeah. And then the day start. Oh, and I missed, to go back a little bit, I missed Nova Scotia so much.
Me
that was
too.
so fun.
I've been looking at real estate there because of that trip.
Have you actually?
Not seriously.
We joked about you living there when we were there, though.
I felt a calling.
Damn. Okay, well, to go back a little bit, and then we'll talk about being on set. But we were staying in like close to Lunenburg, Nova Scotia.
Yes.
The town is relatively small, and because all of like the crew and the cast was staying on like the set area, there was no hotels in the vicinity of set, so we stayed at the most beautiful Airbnb known to man.
It was, I think about it every day.
It was the most gorgeous thing, minus like all of the giant spiders and bugs that we saw outside walking in, but it was like
it was this A-frame, with just giant windows at the back,
and
so you can
right on the
lake, with right in line with the sunrise.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Insane.
So I got up every morning at sunrise. Well, we were only there for I guess 2 or 3 days, but
yeah,
gorgeous. And then this was also a new experience, but we drove on a ferry.
Yeah,
which was fun. And then we went to set, and then we went to the military base.
The We Were Liars military base.
Yeah. What I didn't realize about being on set is like similar to what you had said is, and this was my second time on set, but I hadn't been one in like outside. The one I was on was like taking place in a house. So it was like a little bit more like close confinement. But with this one, like everyone has one job. And
yes,
it all seems like it's blended. What word am I trying to say? Like it's seamless.
Yeah.
The way they operate and the way like the people, like there's people just holding sun reflector thingies.
Yeah.
There's someone, this is so dumb. I didn't realize like the action and the cutting. They say like rolling.
Yes.
And then action. And then
there's someone's job to say it quiet on set.
Yeah.
Too.
And then it like the ripple effect of saying action and cut throughout set. So you know.
Yeah.
I also like when they say action, you do not move a muscle.
Oh, yeah.
I was so
And if
scared.
you do move a muscle, there's someone there.
You're getting fired. You're getting kicked off. No, like
you're getting kicked out of the military.
Yeah, damn. How was meeting Lockhart?
Oh my God, incredible. She's so cool.
This is what like that's the main takeaway I have from her. She is so cool. She had
is.
like a flowy green skirt on. They all had black t-shirts, which I wanted one of those t-shirts.
I wanted one too.
I
think it said
like
liars.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
So
and she was just like, "Hey, how's it going?"
I know. Yeah. And she was so cool. And that was actually the first author I've ever met, to be honest.
Was it really?
Of a book that I've read before.
Okay, yeah.
And I was starstruck because I'm like, you wrote that.
She created
you wrote that magic.
This world. Yeah.
She wrote this world. And I thought that the dynamic was going to be me bowing down to her, whatever, but she was so approachable.
She was very humble. Yeah.
Very.
Yeah.
Very.
Because whenever I've met a couple authors, or I had met a couple authors like prior to that set day, but I always like freeze up a little bit because I'm like, I don't know what I want to say, because I don't want to just say like, oh, like I love your books, because I want to be something else. And not really honestly, I don't know what I said. I think I blacked out a little bit.
I think I did too.
Before I was just like, okay, let me just ask you to sign my book.
I know. Me too.
Yeah. But what did I ask her? I was like, it was so dumb. I was like, did you expect to like, did you ever think that you were going to be here on a set? Because the movie or the book came out in like 2014.
Yeah.
So here we are 10 years later.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, of course not. And I was like, yeah, okay. Of course not. Yeah.
I mean, it is crazy that you can drop a piece of work and then 10 years later,
yeah,
Prime Video picks it up.
I know. Do you have a favorite moment from set?
My favorite moment on set?
Or like favorite person to meet?
Oh, that's a good question.
Other than obviously Lockhart.
Yes.
Which was, yeah. And I even like me. Oh, you know what I also asked? I think we were talking about like what we were like going to call her, because her name is Emily. But she was like, yeah, I just like go by E.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I just call her Lockhart.
Yeah. Well, that's also.
It has a ring to it.
She really deserves the full title.
I know.
Yeah. Meeting her was really great. I think like even just like the cast being so open to like shooting content with us, because obviously like the whole reason we went on set was because Mark and I both love this book, and we like went to film like some BTS content with the cast and like being on set. And I would say like they were just like, they got TikTok because they're around our age, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they're in their
like,
early 20s.
They're in their early 20s. And they're like, yeah, like let's shoot some TikToks.
Yeah.
So the one of them that I did was I got all of them, actually, for those who are just listening, I got all of them to sign, where's my camera? I got all of them to sign my book.
Such a good idea.
Which was like, yeah. So now I visited a couple other sets and I did the same thing, because I was like, this is so like,
it's so smart. And that's,
thank you.
I feel like such a prized possession now.
It really, and the thing is like, this book is ancient. I was like, when I brought it to like, not when I brought it to set. When I brought it to set, it was in good condition. When I brought it today, I'm like, this feels a little bit old and sticky. But that's okay. But yeah, they all signed it. And Lockhart wrote what I truthfully, Morgann, please lie. No. What does that say? I was trying to figure it out right before we started shooting, but I don't know what she wrote.
Please lie about this book.
Oh, about.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah, that's totally what she wrote. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Don't know. Please lie about this book, because like we were liars.
Even that's cryptic.
Yeah, but the book is so cryptic. Yeah,
She's
so I would say like shooting with the cast was just like, they made it very fun and very easy and didn't make us feel like total TikTokers. Like we just like had fun with them and just like chatted.
Yeah.
I would say that. And like they were all like lovely.
They all were.
Yeah.
I really liked I really think that Emily Lockhart was amazing to me, but also the actress that played Cadence.
Yes, she was
so sweet, because I remember she was needed on
as the
scene.
main character.
There were people rushing her.
Yes.
But we filmed with her and she made sure to get what we needed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so here's some like other like behind the scenes is like we are shooting content with them. We have like less than 60 seconds with them when we're shooting because they're coming to us like in between takes. So we have to like, and it was kind of, I got a little stressed out.
I was stressed out too.
I have to be like nice and explain the TikTok, shoot the TikTok, and then let them like go back to set without being too annoying. But they were so like, they got it, obviously. Is there anything from set that people just watching the show like wouldn't notice?
I think something that's really interesting is I asked some people what scenes they're shooting and they knew what they were, but they're so out of order.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know, in my head, I think, okay, maybe they film it chronologically. Obviously not the flashbacks and stuff like that, but you'll have a scene from episode 5 and then they're filming a scene from episode 3 and then 7. Then
that's such a good point because that is something I've thought about and I've only been on like 3 or 4 sets, but it is wild that I don't know, in my brain, I'm just like, I thought you would just film chronologically. Yeah. But they go back and forth all the time on different. And okay, this is another one. Something that I think a lot of people don't realize is how many times they shoot the same scene.
Yes, because they have to get it perfect.
They have to get like it perfect. And then they need to get it from 3 other separate angles and make sure those are perfect.
Yes.
It is fucking fascinating.
It is.
To be on set and to see it all. I was not bored. We probably watched like one scene be shot 30 different times. And I am interested every single time.
Yes, I agree.
It's so crazy. Cool.
And there's also, they snap out of it so quick too. Yeah. Because I feel like sometimes I'll watch shows and I'll be like, oh, I could be an actor. But then you watch them and they're so into it and you're like, oh yeah, I could do that too. And then they say cut.
And they're... Yeah.
And then they're laughing. They're like, whatever. I'm like, oh my.
Although I will say, like, with the casting that also, like, maybe people might not notice is how good of friends the cast is, like, on set and then, like, actually, like, when they're filming.
Yes.
Which is great because sometimes when you, like, watch something, you hear rumors about, like, how so-and-so, like, they aren't friends anymore. But with this one, like, I actually have a video of not Cadence, not Emily, but the other 3. And they're
Mirren,
just like,
Gat and
Johnny, but I'm blanking on their actual real life names right now. But they were like on the beach, like doing like a right before they were rolling, just like having fun and like giggling. And then they lock in and go.
It's crazy.
But they have like, they seem very friendly on set, which was so fun to see. Like even when we were back in like, not the green room, but when they were getting their like makeup and hair done, they're all just like chatting and hanging out. Wild.
And they don't have a pretentiousness where they got to be in a separate room.
No, we fully sat with them because it was also another thing about set this day. It was so hot.
I got sunburn. I don't
Did
sunburn.
You actually?
Yeah, I was red.
It was
You can see it in my video. I'm sunburnt a little bit. I'm like, oh gosh.
Well, by the end of the day, like my videos, my makeup has fully dripped off my face.
I was not wearing SPF at that point in my life either.
No, well, it was September.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean at that point in your life?
Because I just started this year. It was my New Year's resolution.
What?
Like on an everyday basis type thing.
Wait, what?
Okay, if I go for a day at the beach, I'm going to put sunscreen on.
Yeah.
But that day I was like, oh, I didn't know we were going to be outside the whole day. We were inside a lot of times, but we were in direct sunlight.
We were.
On an open lawn.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. I thought you just like fully didn't wear sunscreen.
No. But I used to be bad with it, but now I'm like, I gotta be more serious about this.
Okay. Now that you just mentioned sunscreen, this is an out of context spoiler. But do you remember when Johnny talks about how he doesn't believe in wearing sunscreen in the book?
Yes.
That line is in the show.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. As soon as like I was like unpacking when I was watching the episode, and so I was like obviously not like I was locked in but not fully, and he said that line and I was like, yes, they put it in there.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah, I know. I love when they pull certain like direct lines.
Yes.
Anything else from set that stood out? I'm trying to think if we missed anything. It was one of the best days of my life, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, me too. I absolutely Loved that.
Like being on set and seeing the houses and seeing the dock and seeing where they eat dinner in real life.
Yeah.
And now seeing it in the show is something that I wish everyone could experience.
I was like, I was there.
We stood there.
Yeah.
We
filmed TikToks on that dock.
We did. I was going through all of my like the videos I took the other day and I was like, damn, like
we really were there.
Yeah, we were there.
It was crazy. It was actually like insane.
Yeah. Although, do you remember like Sophie was like, oh, like go like run up this thing because there's a scene where one of the characters runs, and then I ran and then she showed me the video and I'm like, that's how I look when I run. That is so embarrassing. I still have the video. Thank God it's on my phone.
Oh my God, I wouldn't want a video of me running on anyone's phone.
But I was like, oh yeah, like let's do a video of me running and then I'll like clip it with when it actually happens in the show. Nope. That no one will see that video. I look like I'm a running stick figure. It's just awful. Anyways, anything else? Anything else from set?
Oh, the unlimited snacks.
That is good.
You could just go.
That is so fair. So there was like fig bars on set that day.
There was more than fig bars.
Well, yeah. But now, like I never had a fig bar before in my life.
Okay, yeah.
I love them now. They had like the good like the snacks that being on set had the snacks that like I always wanted as a child.
They had Gushers.
They had Rice Krispie Squares. They had the fig bars. They had like
Nature Valley
Oh
bars,
yeah,
I
like
think.
the Nutri-Grain.
They had coffee.
Yeah. So fun in that little
water.
tent. I forgot how much we loved going in there.
Oh yeah, one thing about me is I was gonna go to the snack tent.
Well, we also like
the rations on the military theme. I went to the rations board.
Yeah, they had good snacks. Damn, because we had like a lot of free time just to like hang around when we weren't like watching a set, or like we were watching it being set up and then we just like snack and go inside in the houses. I can't remember. I meant to ask you this earlier in the episode. Did they build the house? Do you remember?
They added a wing, I think.
In the main house? What is the name of the house that I'm...
Old Claremont, I think.
Okay, right.
And they added the exterior of a wing, so it's not actually like anything there, I don't think, but they just so that the exterior of the house.
Damn, but like gorgeous set, guys.
They built the dock.
That's okay. They built something, so they built the dock,
or I think they extended it or something like that.
Okay, damn gorgeous.
It was stunning.
Well, that was set.
It was incredible.
Want to talk about the show? Where are you in the show right now? You're half done.
I'm halfway through the first episode. It's been busy, but
what were your first impressions of the first episode?
I love an aesthetic, and they got it perfect.
They did.
They got it perfect.
Yeah.
And originally when I heard that they were filming in Nova Scotia, I was like, but it takes place in Massachusetts.
Right, yeah.
What are you talking about Nova Scotia? Because when I think of Nova Scotia, I think of colorful houses.
True,
but then when I think of Martha's Vineyard, I think of a certain color scheme where it's like white, navy blue, gray. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know if that's going to work. I got to set and I immediately was like, okay, I get it.
Yes.
I get why they did this.
Oh, I meant to ask you that about set, but like what was something that they nailed? The set.
Yes, the set.
Like the houses, the vibe, the dock. It was perfect.
Yes.
Because you're right. When I think of Nova Scotia, I think of like bright, colorful houses. And truthfully, when we went out for dinner after set, colors.
Yes.
Colors everywhere. And it just like where they chose to shoot it was quite brilliant.
It was.
It's like a little bit of like a darker Summer I Turned Pretty vibe, I would say. Like
it is darker for sure.
Yeah. But just like the beach vibes, because the first scene is her. This is not a spoiler because she's on the beach, like washed up.
Yeah.
So definitely a little bit darker. Damn.
Yeah.
What do you think about like episode 1 from like what you've watched so far will like hook people in? Maybe who like haven't read the book.
I think you get a good overview of the family and the dynamics because you get to know each of the 4 main liars.
Yes.
But then you kind of see the friction between the sisters. So that storyline set up. You kind of see something off about the grandfather.
Yeah.
He's a little bit sinister.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
Very sinister.
The vibe, like you got that vibe from the book.
Oh,
as well.
1000%.
And even, oh my God, we saw him on set because he had the umbrella and we were like, that is so perfect.
Yes.
That is do you think like, who do you think is like most perfectly casted from what you've seen so far?
That's a good question.
Who's embodying their book character right now?
I feel like
I mean, they're
the
all
moms are
crushing it. The
great.
moms are very good.
Because the book makes them out to be very waspy and very pretentious, and that's what I get from the cat and the the costume design and everything.
Yeah, I felt like they did a good job with like Gat saying that, and he might say this in like the other episodes, but it was also very like clear in the book that like they are like rich, snobby, pretentious
they're
people
very snobby
who are not like saying thank you to the cook or the maid, and like that was very present in, I think, even like the first episode of just like, you wouldn't like, I'm noticing it because I've read the book and I obviously know, but it's very like, it's obviously very prevalent of like how rich and snobby this family is. But the sisters, and like what is her name? Oh my God, Caroline Forbes from Vampire Diaries. She's one of the sisters. Candace King. That's who I was thinking of. Oh my God, she's so good. I love her.
She's amazing. We didn't get to meet her though, which I was like, oh,
I know.
I would have loved to meet her.
I know. We only got to meet the 4 liars. And that was it, actually.
Yeah.
We didn't even, because like Julie Plec is one of the producers on it who also did a couple other, like she did Vampire Diaries.
Oh,
she
yeah.
did a couple others. I would have loved to meet her, but she wasn't there.
Yes.
Or she wasn't like in the vicinity of where we were. I saw her chair and I was like,
oh really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe she was off or something.
I think so. And then, we didn't get to meet the sisters. But now, like, watching the show and seeing them, I was like, damn, that's okay. The vibe of the sisters is so good.
The twins?
No, the 3 sisters.
Oh, sorry.
The twins of, the Littles?
Yeah.
I don't remember much about the Littles from the book.
Yeah, they weren't very...
Are they in the book a lot or no?
No, not really. Because they're kind of just like... They have a role.
Yeah.
They have a decently important role.
I love that they're called the Liars and the Littles. Though,
yeah.
Because like it's there's nothing greater than like watching one of your favorite books come to life and hearing them say, oh, like where are the liars? Oh, where are the Littles? Because it was just like me in my own brain.
I know.
About
it
this
was
book.
Crazy.
I cannot wait for you to watch.
I'm so excited.
More of it.
I'm so excited. I read the book the weekend before we went. So it was all fresh in my mind too. And it was...
And good thing because...
Oh my God. It was incredible. It was so good. How
important is like a soundtrack in a series for you?
Decently important. I feel like, for example, like The Summer I Turned Pretty, I always say the music is perfect.
Yes.
So I think it enhances the show. But if it's bad, then I don't really care. I don't think it takes away from the show that much.
If what is bad, the soundtrack.
If the soundtrack's bad, then I don't really think it takes away. But if it's good, I feel like it adds a lot.
Were there any songs that you like think defines this book, or were like thinking?
I feel like.
I guess you said Lana Del Rey.
Yeah, I was thinking National Anthem by Lana Del Rey, but that's a little bit more mature.
Yeah.
As well as like Old Money by Lana Del Rey.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because
that obviously that's fitting.
Yeah, the opening lines like blue hydrangeas, white something, and then red racing cars or something like that. So it's like very set.
Yeah, very fitting. Have I already told you that I don't listen to the lyrics of songs?
Oh my God, that's a problem.
Ever?
I love a lyric.
I, for some reason, can never, like, the lyrics never click in my brain. It is the entire vibe of the song. Of a song could be like the most depressing breakup song ever. Like Silver Springs by Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, I love Silver Springs.
But like, I'm like, this is such a happy, feel-good song. Lyrics never clicked. Never even like Go Your Own Way is like another one by them.
Oh yeah.
The lyrics never, like, even like a Hosier song, like which Paige loved. She was singing out when we were in London. I just
really,
they don't click, which is why I find it so hard to like connect with like musicals and theater and stuff. Because like I tried to watch Hamilton the other day.
I can't do musicals that much.
Oh my God, great.
I struggle.
This is why we're such good friends.
I know. I struggle a little bit with it because it's unnatural.
Yeah, it is.
You're not doing chores and then break out to song in real life. That's weird. And like, do we need a song for this? Have you ever watched a musical and it's like, here they go again?
I like...
Like it's too, oh my God.
I like some musicals. I like Mamma Mia or Annie.
Oh, I love Annie.
Anyways, to go back to We Were Liars, there is, I don't know if you've gotten to the part, but they play Home by Good Neighbors in episode 1. And it just like, as soon as you know what song I'm talking about.
If I heard it, would I know it?
Yeah, but I really don't want to sing it right now.
Okay. I'll listen to it
No,
after.
you should know it though. Like,
can I put it up to my ear?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because I'm not singing on this podcast.
Oh, is it the one where it's like, home, the place where I call?
No, this one.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Oh, that's on PMO a little bit.
That's what?
That song pissed me off a little bit.
Oh. Did you just say PMO? What is going on? Why does it piss you off? I love that song.
Okay, you know, on TikTok, whenever there's a trend or whatever.
I know, but unfortunately, every song is blowing up these days. I can't hate all these songs.
Oh my God. Like, you know the propaganda I'm not falling for trend?
Oh, yeah.
That song, I can't anymore because y'all run it to the ground.
What song is it?
It's one of those songs where like you don't know it.
Oh,
like it's just a trending
okay.
TikTok song.
So what's some propaganda you're not falling for?
Musicals. I'm joking. I say that as though Camp Rock's not my favorite movie and Pitch Perfect. So like,
is Pitch Perfect a musical?
Yeah, I'd consider it.
Okay.
They're always singing.
True, yeah. Okay. I like a musical like that where they're not like singing about the situation. They're just like singing.
Yes, I like that.
Agreed.
And I can get into Glee too.
Oh, no. That's a hard no, actually.
Wait, who am I kidding? Like, why
are you bashing musicals? You just listed 5.
Oh my God. Wait. Okay, wait.
Anyways, we can move on because I hate Glee with a passion. Anyway, so they play Home by Good Neighbors like midway through episode 1. And I was like, I am home.
You know what that song is to me?
What?
Instagram story music.
Home?
Yes.
Really? Do you not
Sorry, there's a genre that I have in my head of like Instagram story music where people put it like traveling home today, and then they put that song on it. Like it's so grating. Like, you know, the Birds of a Feather.
Yeah.
I love that song, but the cover of it or whatever.
Yeah. Cover of it by who?
I don't know. It's like a instrumental.
I know exactly what you were talking about. Yes.
Abolish that. That's propaganda I'm not falling for. Enough. Why can't you put a song that you're listening to? Why does it always have to be that damn audio? And the home one too. Oh my God, it irks me.
True. Okay.
That's propaganda. Oh my God. It works me out. I can't.
So you don't put music on your stories?
I do, but it's like an actual curated vibe. It's not.
Gotcha.
It's
not just like a trending one.
No.
Okay.
I hate it.
Okay. Anyways.
I hate it.
Do we not home after you have moved across the world and are going back?
Oh no. I'm going through my playlist, spending an hour, and then I'm also gonna spend another hour focusing on exactly which snippet of the song I'm putting in.
Damn. I'm so guilty of just like
really?
Instagram will give me 20 trending sounds and I'm like, yes, one of these, unless I like have a vision in my head. I've definitely put Home over one of mine. I've definitely done Silver Springs. I've definitely done. Okay, some of them were curated. When I just went to London, I did a lot of Bridgerton ones.
Okay, that makes sense though.
Yeah.
But, oh my God. No. This is so bad.
Anyways, all I'm going to say is when they played Home, it was just like, and I am not a lyrics person, but the way that it like flowed with the scene, and then they're not just like, and then I was like, well, they're not just gonna do pop music, because then in like episode 2 we have like a feel good like
which song?
I don't know, and I tried to find it and I couldn't find it before shooting, but let me know when you get to it. You will like, just like they're like it's late at night and I think they're like playing, they're not playing cards, but like it has like an old timey vibe to it, and what I don't know, the song curation is just so good.
Did they do any Taylor Swift?
Not yet, I don't think.
What about Lana?
No.
Olivia?
No. I don't think so. No.
Interesting. I'm excited though.
Yeah, me too.
Because I could see how Home would fit. And maybe it could reshape my...
I will say too, like the first episode, now having watched 5, the first episode is so much brighter and lighter.
Ooh.
Yeah, they're doing a very good job at like slowly transitioning it from summer 16 to summer 17. Because in episode 1, we don't get any flashbacks.
Right.
It's just summer 16.
Which I like.
Yes.
Because it sets the scene.
Yeah.
It's like
really,
the first I
they're
can't say
setting the scene so well. I'm excited to talk a little bit of spoilers because there are some things where I'm just like, this is so brilliant.
I'm excited.
On their part. Do we want to go into a little bit of spoilers?
Of course.
Okay. Guys, we have reached the spoiler part of the episode. So if you have not read We Were Liars and you have not watched the series, we would suggest clicking off now.
Click off.
You're not going to want to hear these spoilers. And if you are leaving us, goodbye. You can go watch We Were Liars on Prime Video. It is out June 18th. Have fun with that. We ready?
Yeah.
For some spoilers?
I'm excited.
Okay. What do we want to talk about?
First of all, they better not have included the dogs.
Yeah, I know.
Because that was the worst part for me.
That was, so when I was saying at the beginning of the episode, when I was like, I thought that was the end. I thought the dogs died in the fire.
I thought, okay, I agree. That's where I was
fully
too.
Thought those 2 gorgeous golden retrievers passed.
Because she was close with them. And I was like, that's enough of a reason for post-traumatic stress amnesia.
Absolutely. And they do such a good job with the dogs in they're always in it. They are the cute, and we never saw them on set. They are the cutest Goldens ever. And they're just like, what I love about it most is like they're just like they're just there. They're not like main characters, but they always have like a dog presence.
And it's part of the aesthetic too.
I hope they do not die.
Girl,
I won't be able to watch it without sobbing my eyes out.
If you touch those dogs, I swear to God.
I don't know. Yeah,
I'm going to have a talk with the producers.
Okay, something that I was like curious about how they were going to spin is like making Gat, Johnny, and Mirren like they're ghosts. They are her hallucinations in Summer 17. So I didn't know. A part of me was like, maybe will they make them look faded?
Like translucent?
Yeah, a little bit. But then I was like, no, that will obviously give it away for the audience. What I have noticed from it was that they don't interact with the other characters.
Oh.
So
that makes it worse.
No, but see, here's the thing. They do such a like it's brilliant how they have done it. Gat and Mirren and Johnny talk with everyone else. No one else talks back to them.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
I know, but
the viewers who haven't read the book are probably like, is this girl crazy?
No, but it's done so perfectly that you don't notice.
Like it's inconspicuous if you haven't read the book?
Truthfully, I don't think people who haven't read the book would notice.
Oh my gosh. Because I feel like that's the type of Easter egg they can give.
100%.
That they can't do because it's on words.
Yes. It is.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's the TikTok I did when I was there.
Oh yeah, you spoiled something, No, you spoiled something else. Oh, I'm thinking of Hunger Games.
Yeah. Because I did a TikTok there, which I can't post yet, but it's like how Katie looked.
Oh, you did. I forgot about this.
Because when I was reading the book, after I figured out the ending, I was like, this girl probably actually looked crazy.
Yeah.
Like she's literally just talking to like
nothing.
The table.
Nothing. They're doing like the way they do it in the show that was so freaking cool. I'm curious on how that's gonna like spin in the end though.
Did they make the characters pale?
No. What do you mean?
Like, because I noticed that Katie before and after the incident, before she had like blonde hair and she's very
the dark
like
hair
tanned.
is I love the dark hair.
I feel like they pale her out a little bit somehow.
I mean, she looks a little like she's going through it, like with the PTSD amnesia.
Like when you haven't left your room for like 3 weeks, which is what.
Yeah. I mean, like she's on a lot of medication. She just like they go back and forth from like Summer 16 to Summer 17, like throughout the episodes.
Okay.
So I mean, she might look a little paler, but it also might just be the dark hair making her look a little bit paler. I have already cried several times. So the death of Tipper, the grandma.
Oh, she dies.
Yeah, she dies in the book though.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I was
the first summer, right?
Yeah, she dies in Summer 16. Maybe Summer 15 in the book because they did change it a little bit.
The first summer, right?
Oh, I truthfully forgot that happened when I was watching it.
Yeah, okay, I remember her dying.
Oh my God. Watching it though, it's at the end of episode 2, I think. And it's her and her daughters are sitting around like drinking wine by the fire. And the 3 sisters like get up and go inside. And I don't remember what sister it is. It might be, I think it's Cadence's mom, which I'm blanking on the name
Carrie?
right now. It might be Carrie, yeah.
I can check.
She,
if you want me
it's
to.
okay. She goes over and like, hey mom, like let's go inside. And it's just like she's sitting on the Muskoka chair. And I immediately started to bawl.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No
so like
way.
even like I mentioned before, the way they like navigate it, like the first episode is like a little bit happier. Episode 2, actually the end of episode 1, also because this is also in the book, so I don't feel bad about it anyways. Because Mirren's mom, Bess,
I think.
has an affair.
That wasn't in the book.
Yeah, it is. Is it not?
I thought it was her husband that had an affair.
Well, I think truthfully, like they're all kind of cheating.
Oh, those sisters are terrible.
Like none of them are in happy marriages, and it's very, very evident in the show.
Which is like my favorite storyline.
Oh, it is.
Because they're all leeching off of their father.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what their fighting is about. They're fighting over inheritance because they don't make any money.
Yep. Just, oh my God. Like I'm genuinely so obsessed with how much emotion this movie is provoking out of him. Like more emotion than the book.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
I didn't cry when the grandma passed away in the book, but seeing it on screen and seeing them all.
I know. I feel like that scene was not
This one was more prevalent
also
also because like a lot of the promo they've done is like for the cast. They're in their funeral outfits. They're in black and they're sitting on the dock and they're like all like together.
Oh.
And that was after the funeral, which happens in like episode 3 or something.
Oh, wow.
Devastating.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm so excited to watch, but also scared.
Mark, thank you so much for coming on and chatting. This was a fun deep dive. Guys, if you haven't seen We Were Liars yet, if you totally just listen to all those spoilers, go watch it on Prime Video. Go continue watching on Prime Video. All episodes are now out as of June 18th. And that's it. I'm going to go home and watch the rest of the episodes.
Me too. I got to binge this
And then
series.
I want to reread the book
Yes.
to see the difference and to see, I'm excited.
so excited.
Anyways, thank you again for coming on.
Thank you for having
we will
me.
see you guys next Thursday.